Can you solve all these Class 1 Computer Chapter 1 Introduction to Computers questions? RACI stands for Valid point. Repetitive strain injury is true. 1000 bytes. Right again. Kilobytes is valid. Who invented COBOL? You got it. Grace Hopper fits. What am I? Scanner. Well picked. Input is correct. CPU stands for dash. Well reasoned. Central processing unit is correct. What am I? Monitor. Nice work. Output fits perfectly. What am I? Keyboard. You're right. Input is correct. All Macs are made by. Good thinking. Apple is right. Choose one web browser. Great thinking. Internet Explorer is right. What does HTTP stand for? You chose Hypertext Transfer Protocol. Correct. The movie stored on a DVD. Great job. Storage is accurate. What does STELC stand for? On track. Software development lifecycle is correct. They are input devices dash. Well done. Keyboard and scanner is right. Computers can make mistakes. Right choice. False is best. A kilobyte is equivalent to. Good job. 1024 bytes works well. Tangible part of the computer. Nicely done. Hardware is solid. You can use a computer to dash. Solid response. All is correct is valid. I am the brain of the computer. Correct response. SPAPU is accurate. Who invented the computer mouse? Exactly. Douglas Engelbart makes sense. The physical parts of a computer? Perfect. Hardware is the one. The information processing cycle. Excellent choice. Input processing of data output storage is right. Programs are sets of instructions. Nice selection. True is correct. Dash is another word for a screen. Excellent. Monitor is well reasoned. School computers are to be used for. Correct. Educational purposes is spot on. What is the first phase of the STELCs? Smart move. Requirement analysis is accurate answer. What should not be around computers? Bravo. Food or drink is the answer. Which is not a component of a computer? Sharp thinking. Program is right. The main function of memory is to dash. Smart pick. Store instructions is correct. Which is not an advantage of a computer? Clear logic. Dependency is sound. Electronic device that manipulates data. Strong choice. Computer is right. What is the screen of a computer called? Excellent choice. Monitor is right. The laptop computer is commonly called a... Great thinking. Laptop is right. What is the purpose of the coding phase? Smart pick. To write software code is correct. Computers are made up of dash and dash. Correct response. Hardware and software is accurate. It is used to input your data by typing. Smart move. Keyboard is accurate answer. Which phase gathers feedback from users? Well picked. Post-implementation review is correct. Computers can work 24/7 without any rest. You're right. True is correct. Which of these is considered a computer? You got it. All of the above fits. How many buttons are on a computer mouse? Good job. 3 works well. What operating system do Macintoshes use? Solid response. The X is valid. What year was the first computer invented? Perfect. 1820 is the one. Which model follows a sequential approach? You chose waterfall model? Correct. Which of the following is an input device? Clear logic. Keyboard is sound. Speakers are an example of an dash device. Right again. Output is valid. What is the main part of a computer called? Strong choice. Central processing unit is right. Printing a document, input, output, or storage? Valid point. Output is true. Which phase defines the system requirements? Nice work. Requirement analysis fits perfectly. What is a deliverable from the design phase? Exactly. System architecture diagrams make sense. It is used non-volatile memory to store data. Great job. Solid-state drive is accurate. What is the basic unit of data in a computer? Sharp thinking. Bit is right. What part of the computer do you use to type? On track. Keyboard is correct. Which phase involves finding and fixing bugs? Correct. Testing is spot on. Keyboard is the most commonly used input device. Well done. True is right. A computer can perform tasks very fast. Is dash. Bravo. Speed is the answer. What does an operating system primarily manage? Nicely done. Hardware and software resources is solid. Who developed the first general-purpose machine? Excellent. Charles Babbage is well-reasoned. The computer does not understand human language. Nice selection. True is correct. Which phase involves designing the architecture? Right choice. Design is best. Are computers designed for general, everyday use? Good thinking. PC is right. Which model focuses on iterative risk management? Well reasoned. Spiral model is correct. Which of the following is not a piece of software? Clear logic. WhatsApp is sound. It is a small and designed for an individual user. Solid response. Personal computer is valid. IBM Watson is an example of what type of computer? Exactly. Supercomputer makes sense. Which of the following options can be called data? Great thinking. All of the above is right. The instructions that tell the computer what to do. Valid point. Software is true. The purpose of storage in a computer is to hold dash. Good job. Information works well.
Human beings are faster than computers at most tasks.
Bravo. False is the answer.
It is used magnetic storage disk inside to store data.
You got it? Hard disk drive fits.
All of the following are examples of hardware except.
Excellent. Operating system is well reasoned.
What was the function of the Atanasoff Berry computer?
You chose solving systems of equations. Correct.
It is used to hold programs and data for long-term use.
Right again. Secondary memory is valid.
A hardware device that stores data. Example disk drive.
Well reasoned. Storage device is correct.
Which of the following would hold the most information?
Right choice. 50,000 kilobytes is best.
Bill Gates and Paul Allen founded what software company?
Sharp thinking. Microsoft is right.
Which port is commonly used to connect external devices?
Good thinking. USB is right.
Which of the following is an example of system software?
Nice selection. Windows 10 is correct.
Which component is considered the brain of the computer?
Correct. CPU is spot on.
Screen that shows you what you are doing on the computer?
You're right. Monitor is correct.
Which of the following is an example for control systems?
Smart move. Industrial robots is accurate answer.
It is a non-volatile random access digital storage device.
Well picked. Hard disk is correct.
Is any hardware component that allows a user to enter data?
Great job. Hardware input is accurate.
Dash is the location in which you save or protect your data.
Strong choice. Storage is right.
Which of the following is an example of a handheld computer?
Correct response. Smartphone is accurate.
The physical components of the computer are called software.
Nicely done. False is solid.
Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak founded which computer company?
Excellent choice. Apple is right.
Random access memory, or RAM, is considered short-term memory.
Smart pick. True is correct.
Ergonomics is the science that studies copyright infringement.
Perfect. False is the one.
It is a small, portable computer enough to sit it on your lap.
On track. Laptop computer is correct.
Is any hardware component that can display information to a user?
Well done. Hardware output is right.
Which is the correct order for the information processing cycle? Or
Nice work. Input, processing, output fits perfectly.
which of the following is not an example of an operating system?
Well done. Apple is right.
Which tool is often used for tracking bugs in the testing phase?
Correct. Exist is spot on.
The CPU is often referred to as the dash of the computer system.
Sharp thinking. Brains is right.
Which of the following is not a method of protecting data online?
Well reasoned.
Disabling firewalls is correct. This is a computer system designed to be used at a table or desk.
Strong choice. Desktop computer is right.
Which of the following is an example of a general-purpose system?
You chose laptops. Correct.
Which of the following is considered the brain of the computer?
Good job. SIPU works well.
Which Stealth model is iterative and delivers software incrementally?
Bravo. Agile model is the answer.
Touching your phone's screen to open an app? Input, output, or storage? Great thinking.
Input is right.
Which device converts digital signals to analog for internet access?
You're right. Modem is correct.
Printer, monitor, speakers, and headphones are which type of hardware?
Well picked. Hardware output is correct.
A television-like object that displays images generated by a computer.
Nice work. Monitor fits perfectly.
Computer literacy opens up many new and exciting career opportunities.
Clear logic. True is sound.
Computers with powerful processors, lots of memory, and many large drives.
Right choice. Servers is best.
A mouse action that is performed by clicking the left mouse button once.
On track. Click is correct.
Components in larger products that are used on many domestic appliances.
Excellent choice. Embedded computers is right.
Where data and instructions are stored during processing by the processor.
You got it. Main memory fits.
It is the place where software and data is stored while it is being used.
Valid point. RAM is true.
A kind of main memory that is lost when the power is off. You can change it.
Excellent. RAM is well reasoned.
The computer's superiority lies in its special characteristics, such as dash. Correct response. All is correct is accurate. Is a software program that runs on your computer, web browsers, email dash.
Perfect. Application is the one.
It is a set of instructions telling a computer what to do or how to behave.
Great job. Computer program is accurate.
Dash is known as the program instructions that tell the computer what to do.
Smart pick. Software is correct.
Quickfire where were the programs stored in the first programmable computer, Z3? Nice selection. Punched film is correct.
Dash is a program or a set of instructions that tells the computer what to do.
Good thinking. Software is right. Dash is an input entered to the computer through a keyboard, mouse, disks, etc. Solid response. Data is valid. Machine language instructions use zeros and 2s to represent the status of a switch.
Smart move. False is accurate answer.
A standardized communication technique for expressing instructions to a computer. Right again. Programming languages is valid. A dash is a computer that serves up information to other computers on a network.
Exactly. Server makes sense.
Mainframe computers were widely used in the past, but are no longer in use today. Nicely done. False is solid. Numbers, words,
symbols or alphabetic characters that are put into the computer.
Good thinking. Data is right.
It is the brain of the computer. It performs all the calculations for the computer.
Excellent choice. CPU is right. Who writes programs, diagnoses and fixes problems, designs and organizes projects? Strong choice. Software developers is right.
It is the brain of the computer. It does the fundamental computing within the system.
Great thinking. Central processing unit is right.
What is this called when your cell phone also has camera, GPS, and calculator functions?
Right choice. Convergence is best.
Collection of unprocessed element which includes text, numbers, images, audio and video.
Smart pick. Data is correct. Application software is a group of programs that perform specific tasks for us as users. Bravo. True is the answer.
Working with files and folders is to rename them, sort them, copy and move, delete them.
Nice selection. True is correct.
It is where data and instructions needed by the CPU to do its appointed tasks can be found.
Excellent. Memory is well reasoned. A unit of measurement of memory. The amount of space used to save one character or one value. Valid point. Bytes is true. It is the central printed circuit board and holds many of the critical components of the system. Well reasoned. Motherboard is correct.
It is a visual display unit which shows images generated from the video adapter of a computer.
Well picked. Monitor is correct. A piece of hardware that helps the computer accept data. Examples: keyboard, mouse, and scanner. Solid response. Storage device is valid.
Programs that are needed to keep all the hardware and software systems running together smoothly.
Nice work. System programs fits perfectly.
The computer has an inbuilt memory where it can store a large amount of data. This is called dash.
Right again. Primary storage is valid.
A permanent place to save information from the main memory. Example, diskettes, hard drive, or CD-ROM.
On track. Secondary or auxiliary storage is correct.
A computer is an electronic device operating under the control of instructions stored in its memory.
Great job. True is accurate. It is an extremely fast computer, which can execute hundreds of millions of instructions per second. You got it. Supercomputer fits.
Electronic components in modern computers are dependable because they have a low failure rate. Is dash.
Well done. Reliability is right.
It is a small portable computing device, similar to a notebook. However, it has a smaller form factor.
You're right. Netbook is correct. It allows a computer system to interact with the outside world by moving data into and out of the system. Exactly. Input and output devices make sense. The sets of instructions, which are also called computer programs installed in the computer, are called dash. Nicely done. Software is solid. Used by multi-users. In the middle when the computers are ranged from smallest to largest. Used in laboratories.
You chose minicomputers, correct?
It is used to hold programs and data that the processor is actively working with, not used for long-term storage. Smart move. Main memory is accurate answer. Name button number 2. Good job. Right button works well.
A hardware device that lets the user see the data being input or the final document. Examples: printer and monitor. Clear logic.
Output device's sound.
Which of the following is a characteristic of solid-state drives compared to traditional hard drives?
Sharp thinking. More durable and shock-resistant is right. It is an analog signal, meaning the quality may not be as high as with other cables, especially at high resolutions. Correct response. Video graphic array is accurate.
Also known as pointing device, whose function is to detect two-dimensional motion relative to its supporting surface.
Correct. Mouse is spot on. Choose the correct option. Perfect. Laptop is the one.
Usually the dash are placed in a fixed location, and the name has derived as it is intended to be sitting on a top of a desk.
On track. Desktop computers is correct. Mobile computers larger than PDES and smaller than laptops. Usually operated by its touch screen and no formal keyboard are used. Great job. Tablets is accurate. It is a specialized program that could execute a specific job for the user. It would only run in its compatible operating system. Nice selection. Application software is correct. What is inputted into a computer system? Good job. Data works well.
What is the name of this Windows screen?
Well reasoned. Desktop is correct. Which of the following is external hardware? Nice work. Keyboard fits perfectly.
Is this computer part an input or an output?
You chose input. Correct.
What are the two main categories of software?
Solid response. Applications and systems is valid. A computer designed specifically to find the solution of systems of simultaneous and linear equations is an example of what type of computer? Or? Correct response. Special purpose computer is accurate. It is an input device designed just like a typewriter keyboard. It is one of the primary ways we communicate with the computer and enter data. Right again. Keyboard is valid. It is a common term used to describe a general type of personal computer that is not portable and often placed on or at someone's home or office desk. Sharp thinking. Desktop is right. What are the purpose of having this device in computer? Correct. To select icons is spot on. A dash is an electronic device that has the capability to manipulate information or data, store, retrieve, and process it for more useful information. Valid point. Computer is true. An electronic device that accepts data from the user, processes it, produces results, displays them to the users, and stores the results for future usage. Well picked. Computer is correct. It is the main body of a desktop computer, which is typically consisting of a metal or plastic enclosure containing all the essential parts of the personal computer. Right choice. System unit is best. A kind of storage device that is sealed inside the computer. Data can be found faster on the hard disk than from a floppy. It holds data files and software programs. Bravo, hard disk is the answer. Unlike human beings, A computer is free from boredom, tiredness, lack of concentration, etc. Hence, a computer can work for hours without making any errors or complaints. Is dash.
Excellent. Diligence is well reasoned. What is the name for the circuit board which all the main components of the computer are connected to? You're right. Motherboard is correct. It is a computer used for engineering applications, desktop publishing, software development, and other such types of applications which require a moderate amount of computing power and relatively high-quality graphics capabilities. You got it? Workstation fits?
How you will get all these quiz questions in PDF books format.
Perfect. Contact Narayan Chengdar on Facebook is the one.